עוד יותר, יוצרי התוכן של ישראל.
Welcome back, folks, to the second Olim TLV podcast with an Israeli and I want to be Ole again, Matan Peretz.
I want to be a red.
I was actually thinking of doing Yodim from Tel Aviv. Because so many people end up leaving. They say they make Aliyah and then they end up leaving. So instead of Olim in Tel Aviv, Yodim Tel Aviv.
Yodim Tel Aviv, that could work.
Like, we have Ole of the week, so maybe like Yored of the week. What's your name?
Trader of the week. Yeah.
Why'd you decide to leave Israel? Good idea, though. Maybe I'll start that.
That sounds good.
So on today's episode, we are going to be talking about my Aliyah experience and a lot of the stereotypes that come with being an Olah in Israel. So first of all, like every American Jewish girl, we all go on Taglit and we fall in love with Israel. Yeah. And we decide that we want to, immerse ourselves in Israeli culture and move to Israel. So I went on Taglit with my Texas friends. Did you go on Taglit, Matan, as a soldier?
I was a security guard for Birthright for like a year and a half.
Were you a fun security guard?
Sometimes. Depends on the Taglit. The Americans are a lot of fun, but like... the ones from Hungary or France. Oof. That was weird. That was a weird Taglit. Very weird.
I can only imagine. But the American ones were fun.
The American one was fun, yeah. They always assume I didn't know English, so that was fun.
Did you represent Israel in a good way?
Yes. Very good way. I feel like... and that's all I'm going to say about it.
Did you convince any girls after to make Aliyah?
No, but one of the girls actually went to like Ulpan in Jerusalem and like started. She wanted, but like her family was really against it. Okay. Her family was like, "It's just a trip. Don't get carried away." Okay. So she came back to New York. Yeah, I tried.
I'm sure you did.
I gave it my best.
I'm sure you did.
I gave it all I had. But she wasn't convinced.
So I went on Taglit, life-changing experience, fell in love with Israel, Israelis. And after Taglit, that was my sophomore year of college, I decided I wanted to study abroad at Tel Aviv University. For 6 months, I came here, immersed myself into
Israeli but your parents
culture.
Are Israelis.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, you know what I mean?
So here's the funny part. Yeah. So many of my friends were like, wow, that's so amazing that you're going away for 6 months. Like, we're so proud of you. And I'm like, it was literally summer camp. Like, study abroad was summer camp. Okay. Our biggest worry was if we were going to get into Kuliyama that night.
Oh, okay.
We were...
I don't understand the fascination of Americans with the Kuliyama. That's a disgusting place.
So when you're 21 and that's the only fun place to go. So
I'm sorry, I don't want to trash talk anyone. It's a fine establishment, but I just fucking hate it. That's all I'm going to say.
Tourists love it.
Tourists, it's amazing for tourists.
Amazing for tourists.
Amazing
and Israeli
for
guys who want to meet tourists.
Meet. Yeah, that's a great word.
Meet.
Okay, sure.
Actually, it's funny because we were 21 and Kuliyama is 24 and over.
Oh, wow. Look at you.
Wait, no. So we all rotated. We had every friend in the friend group take one for the team and like mingle with the security guard. Itamar, Tal, Tomer.
Oh, God.
But that was our biggest
Boris, Igor, security guards.
Is that typical security guard names in Israel?
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
I guess I don't go out often enough to know.
You don't know the Russian community.
I've only know Itamar and Tomers.
You don't know the Russian community controls everything about security here in Israel?
I just learned something new today.
What?
I swear.
Are you serious?
I swear I had no idea. Fun fact for Olim here.
Have you ever left Tel Aviv for like a little bit?
To the Ben Gurion airport.
Oh, God. So you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. But yeah. So, sorry.
Okay, fair. Anyways, study abroad. Magical experience. Fell in love with Israel. And I went back home for senior year of college. And I decided I want to make Aliyah. תושבת חוזרת, in my case.
תושבת חוזרת, look at you.
תושבת חוזרת.
שלווקת חוגרת. I'm so sorry. For those of you who listen and don't know Hebrew, that was a mean joke. I'm sorry.
I forgive you.
But you didn't get it, so
it's okay.
Doesn't matter.
They didn't get it. Anyways, made Aliyah, quote unquote, and then for the third time in my life, because I had to Taglit study abroad and making Aliyah, I experienced Israeli stereotypes towards Americans.
Okay.
And I want to discuss that with you.
Let's go.
I moved to Israel. Mm-hmm. I felt like people were viewing me, not just guys, girls, as a dumb American girl who's moving to La La Land, Tel Aviv.
Okay.
And escaping all her problems in America. And daddy's funding her. And she's just living life here and no worries. And I want to kind of dig that deeper because there is this conception about Americans. Now, does it come
I wonder why. I wonder why.
Does it come?
Yeah.
Does it all? What are the roots of it? Is it Taglit? Like I want
birthright, 100%.
Birthright's the roots for
3,000% birthright. Yeah, absolutely.
But why? We're fun. That doesn't mean we're stupid. That doesn't mean we're dumb. Like why?
Listen. From my experience being a security guard in Birthright for a year and a half, my experience from Americans was you don't know how to drink. You don't know how to hold your liquor.
At least we know how to pregame. Israelis don't know how to pregame.
What? We don't care about the pregame. We drink when we party. But like the pregame, I think, is something that Israelis should adopt 100%.
Agreed.
Please explain what it is.
A pregame is when you sit at home, at someone's home, an apartment before, and you buy your own alcohol and you get fucked up before you go out.
Yeah.
And that way, you're being smart. You're hanging out with friends before. You're all enjoying drinks, and you don't spend money.
The only people that do pregame in Israel are Arsim, just so you know. Just so you know. Like, you know what I mean? Arsim are doing, like, they know exactly what that means. They sit around before they go out, get super drunk, and then go out. Yeshiva, exactly. Yeah. Yeshiva. So I think, like, a 24, 25-year-old American is emotionally mature like 21 Israeli. You know what I mean? 21-year-old Israeli. Because when I met some, of course it's not everyone, but from my experience, they I don't know. I think it's the army. I think after the army, you're a little bit more mature and you know what you want, kinda. You're still, 21, 22-year-old. You're not like, you don't have everything figured out. But like Americans are, like partying when they're 24 and we all like, really? I didn't know you can do that. Like but I think it's just an Israeli thing.
So, okay, fair. I respect that. I respect it. I agree there are some stereotypes that are true also.
And there's some stereotypes about Israelis from Americans.
So, for sure.
Exactly.
Israelis are always trying to rip us off.
Exactly.
Always trying to take advantage of us. Think we're stupid. Think we're easy.
But it doesn't... What you have to understand, it's not just Americans. Israelis think everyone who's not Israeli is stupid.
Is that actually true?
Yeah. It's not just... Back me up, guys. Thank you. It's not just like specifically Americans. Wherever you go, there's like a saying, "Agoyim atipshim haele." It's like, you know what I mean? It's like everywhere you go, Israelis act like they're the smartest one in the room. And we usually are. But like, again, it's not... I don't think Americans should be offended because it's... Okay. It's
but if
for
if you take a group of American Olim, French Olim, British Olim, like who would have the worst stereotypes?
The worst stereotypes are probably Americans. Yeah, because dumb American girls are what make this country great. You know what I mean? That's exactly, it's just awesome. It's just I'm all for it.
So I got used to the stereotypes by now. Like my Israeli guy friends to this day think my dad is still funding me here. And I'm like, I've lived here for 4 years. I work, I have a job.
You should tell him my dad isn't Israeli. He's not funding me at all. Like if you guys
He's too Americanized by now.
Yeah?
Like,
okay, so maybe. I don't know.
No. But it's very interesting because when you move here, you deal with all these, like I had to deal with finding an apartment and a realtor who I felt like was screwing me over. And
every realtor will screw you over. Doesn't matter if you're American, it doesn't matter if you're British, Israeli, whatever you are.
They can screw you over in a few ways also.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yes.
There was this reel I posted earlier a few weeks ago where this girl was talking to a realtor, and it was a voice recording, and he was like, "Hello, Charlotte. You are looking very pretty. I would love to meet you if you're single. And by the way, about the apartment."
Yeah, oh my God.
This shit only happens in Israel. Like, this would never happen in America.
You
like,
think?
realtors hitting on...
Yeah, because realtors in America are like 84 years old, so...
and here they're like 22, 23.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess, it's still not okay.
We started a new segment called Olim Confessions.
I hate it.
Why?
I hate it.
Why?
Because it's disgusting and I hate it.
So let's hear why it's disgusting. Someone confessed. Someone, I can't name who, it's anonymous. Someone confessed.
Of course not. Please.
Someone confessed. I fucked my realtor to get a discount. I didn't end up getting a discount. What do you have to say about that?
Why I hate it? Because it's, oh God, such an American thing. Get a discount and then.
And then.
Don't, you know what I mean? An Israeli girl will never do that. Would never.
Speaking of Israeli girls.
An Israeli girl will get the discount and not fuck the realtor. Now you understand the difference?
We need to learn.
Exactly.
We need to learn.
You need to educate yourself.
Speaking of Israeli girls,
yeah.
I myself as an American, who's also Israeli, but feel this clashing between Israeli girls. Like, there was even someone mentioned it on Olim and TLV a few weeks ago that Israeli girls secretly hate American girls.
I don't think it's secretly. I don't think Israeli girls secretly hate anyone.
So it's not a secret.
It's not a secret at all. They just hate.
They outwardly hate American girls. Why do you think it's? Do you think they feel threatened by American girls?
I think first of all, yes. I think the main reason is because Israeli guys are fascinated by American girls, and Israeli girls hate it because you're breaking the market. You know what I mean? Yeah, but Israeli girls, they have this whole process until you get to sleep with them. You have to do this and that and this and that, and they love it. They have like all these games and whatever. And then a beautiful American girls come and like, you want me to come over and, you know, screw your brains out? And Israeli girls hate it because you're just breaking the market. So, yeah. And obviously women hate women.
That too.
You know what I mean?
Supply and demand market. I feel like the supply and demand market is at equilibrium right now with all the Miluim guys and all that. You know?
I think the weirdest thing is to notice how much Israeli girls hate American girls and how much Israeli guys love American guys and how much American guys love Israeli guys.
That is true.
You know
guys have a
Why?
bromance.
Because guys, we get along.
That is true.
We get along.
You know, I never thought about that. When I was on Birthright, all the Israeli girl soldiers and the American girls, nope. Didn't work out. But the Israeli guys, the soldiers, and the American guys were like best friends, like bros, like, you know, chugging alcohol together.
The only friends I got left from Birthright are guys. Like the guys.
That's very interesting. How do you explain that?
Because we don't try to hate. We don't have that ego of like, American girls, they're prettier than us, they're taller, whatever, blonde. Israeli guys and American guys, we have like a secret pack of like, you hook me up with Americans, I'll hook you up with Israelis, and that's how it works. Because guys, we can get along. Like the only thing we need to get along is like to see a beautiful girl, like, and the two of us would be like, and that's all we need to like bond. You know what I mean?
But you know, American guys find it very hard to get with Israeli girls. Like they have like, I'm talking a 0.05% success chance.
You know what why that is? Because
rate of success. Sorry.
Yeah, because Israeli guys are used to being fucking exhausted until they get with Israeli girls. So when you meet an American girl, it's easier because you've been through hell. American guys, on the other hand, it's so easy to get an American girl. When you try to get an Israeli girl, you know what I mean? It's terrible. It's so hard. Like I think
I'm mind blown right now.
One of my Taglit friends were like, "Oh, Israeli girls are the most beautiful girls in the world," and I was like, "Yeah, what?" It comes with a fucking price. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't like, oh, they're so beautiful. I know they are, but they will, you know, they will tear your heart out until you can do something. So it's just the way it is. I don't know.
So my question is, how do we, as Olim, living in Tel Aviv and Olim in Jerusalem and Olim in Haifa, Olim in Israel, work on having better stereotypes for ourselves? Or is it something that's long gone and can't be fixed? Like, how do I get people to look at me and be like, she's not a spoiled, rich American Jewish girl. She's not this,
Don't be spoiled, rich American girl.
Do you think I'm a spoiled rich? Thank you.
That's the thing.
That's so sweet.
That's the thing. When you usually see American girls.
By the way, it's okay to be a spoiled, rich American Jewish girl.
Absolutely.
Nothing wrong with it.
It's okay to be a Jap. It's okay absolutely
to be a Jap. It's okay that daddy funds you. It's totally fine. Yeah.
You do you.
But
if your pronouns are rich bitch, that's okay.
That's okay.
But what I think the thing is, Israelis are really like we kind of want you to like prove yourself. Like if we talk to an American girl and she's like, I have a business, I do this and I do that, we will never assume that but she's American, so she have to be dumb and rich. No, you know what I mean? Like if we don't know you,
prerequisite.
No. If we don't know you, we will assume that your daddy is, funding you. But if we have a conversation and you'll be like, listen, I have a business, whatever, I did this, I did that, I work over there, like I volunteer, whatever. The stereotype is like gone.
I'm a TikTok influencer.
Exactly. Yeah, you know what I mean? I do TikTok for a living.
Yeah.
But no, the stereotype is gone because we know that's very hard. Especially, I think the war really changed the view of like Israelis from people from abroad because all Jews come together in a sense. Yeah. And now when people come here, we really appreciate it because we want to leave. So when people come here, we look at that like, you know what? I don't care. Even if you're a spoiled brat, whatever, your daddy pays for your whole trip, at least your trip is to Israel. You know what I mean? So,
it reminds me actually what you say, like Israelis appreciating kind of Olim and Americans more and Jewish people all over the world more. During the war, there was this guy I was talking to. He was in Miluim in Gaza.
Obviously, he was in Miluim.
Obviously. And I was, on my personal Instagram storing a lot of like pro-Israel stuff, like trying to prove stuff to people, all my non-Jewish friends. And he messaged me and he was like, thank you so much for all you're doing. Like, you're doing amazing work. I really appreciate it. I'm like, why are you thanking me? Like, why are you thanking me? What do you mean? I'm storing like pro-Israel stuff. You're freaking serving in Gaza.
Yeah, that's true. But I know, but we understand that the media war is so important. Yeah. It's so important.
I have to say, Japs stepped up during the media war.
Absolutely.
The Jewish American princesses stepped up to the table and wow.
Absolutely. I gotta say, it was amazing to see like the hottest girls I've ever seen in my life. Just like, Israel is the only home for the Jewish people. I was like, hot and Zionist? Holy shit. Yeah,
they really stepped up.
That was amazing to see. Yeah. That was like, thank you. You're awesome. And obviously you have a lot of time because, your dad is funding you, but like, that was amazing to watch. I've seen a lot of American girls like share my videos, and when I went to their page, I've seen all the content and the pro-Israel content. I was like, that's very nice. Like you can so easily look the other way, but that's why we appreciate it so much because as Israelis, when we try to take the content outside of Israel and share it, usually it doesn't work. It stays in the Israeli area. But that's why when we see Americans or Canadians or British or whatever sharing the videos or doing hasbara work, we're very excited about that. Yeah. That's very exciting. That's why we feel the urge of thank you so much because we don't take it for granted at all because we know that most of the world hates us because there's 15, 16 million Jews and 1.9 billion Muslims. So it's not a fair fight. Yeah. But if you know anything about Israelis and Israel and Jews, we never fight a fair fight. We never. And we always win.
We always win.
So
we always win.
Fuck you guys. Good luck with that.
So yeah, speaking of being appreciative of, Japs stepping up to the plate and all that, I think something that's untalked about is how Israelis should be thankful that Japs single-handedly fund the Israeli economy. Why does no one ever talk about that? Absolutely. Why don't we ever get thanked for that? The amount of money we spend here.
We should.
The amount of, the
thing is the thing is, first of all, you are 100% right.
The Israeli economy would be dead without Americans living in Israel.
But there's a big but. You raise the prices for us.
Whoa.
Yes. When you think 94 shekels for a vodka Red Bull is reasonable, places in Israel are taking advantage of Olim or whatever, tourists. And then as an Israeli, when you come there, you're like, yo, I'll take a water. Thank you very much. So
Americans aren't only single-handedly funding the Israeli economy, but they're also the cause of inflation.
100%. 100%.
Another stereotype.
And that's the love-hate relationship we have with Americans. You know what I mean? It's just a little bit,
So, if you were walking down the street and a group of people come near you, how would you identify if they're Olim in Tel Aviv? How do you spot Olim, like, on the street?
I don't know how to explain it. You just know.
No, how do you spot? What are the indicators?
You just know.
And I'm not just talking about Americans, all Olim. How do you see, like, spot Olim and you're like, that's an Olah, that's an Oleh?
I don't know. Like, as an Israeli, the ability to recognize other Israelis abroad is a well-known phenomenon. Like, you can tell, like, from a mile away, like, that's an Israeli right there. But in Israel, we can recognize, I don't know, guys. We just, because they're just so excited about everything. That's true.
If you didn't know me and you saw me on the street, though, didn't know me.
I think you 100% Israeli.
Because you're tan brown skin?
Because when a group of Israelis are walking together, it's usually like, the conversation is like right here. Like, when a group of Olim are it's very like, foreign country, whatever.
AM PM.
Yeah. Oh my God, a tree. You know what I mean? So like we just can recognize that they're too happy. They're not from here. So usually that's how we recognize Olim. Usually. There's some mistakes. It's not 100% like bulletproof, but usually that's how we recognize it.
But Israelis are all, the too happy one was good. I will say that. It's true. It's true.
Come on.
But you know what? A lot of Olim say, like, why, like, all our parents ask us, why did you decide to move to Israel? And we all say that Israelis are just the happiest people ever.
Yeah, but we don't show it on the street. You know what I mean? We just, when you see an Israeli on the street, he's going somewhere. He doesn't have any time to be like, appreciative of the street. You know what I mean? You need to, we have to get somewhere. But Americans just are walking down the street just to walk down the street. Just like, ooh, Tel Aviv, oh my God. You know what I mean? We never do that. If we walk down the street, you have somewhere we need to be in.
To go.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying you spot Olim just by how they carry themselves, how they're too happy.
Yeah. Okay, it's amazing. Don't get me wrong. Okay. That's awesome. Like, it's from jealousy. Like, I wish I could walk down the street just to, like, appreciate Tel Aviv.
Yeah.
But, I have a job. But, like, that's usually how it's always, it's like, if they're waiting in line, for example, you can spot American girls from, like,
10 miles away?
From a satellite, you can really, because Israeli girls are, like, just standing in line, they're just like, what's going on? You know what I mean? They're very anxious. Like, what is this? Like, they're trying to find someone they know. American girls are just have this culture of, like, waiting in line.
Yes, but also, like, all American girls will be like, oh my God, I know this promoter. Oh my God, this promoter. Like, let me get us in. Let me call him. Let me get us in.
Yeah, but still, they're
so respectful.
They're standing in line, and it's like a thing. They're like took it for granted. Like, they're just standing in line. They're like having fun in line. You know what I mean? Yeah. Israeli girls are just like, get the fuck, like, you know what I mean? Like, get us in already. It's not. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's how you recognize. And usually, American girls don't smoke.
That is true.
They don't smoke cigarettes. I have no idea why, but you can tell.
It's not the culture, because weed's the culture.
It's not the culture. Yeah, so that's another thing. Like, if you see someone anxiously smoking in line, that's not an American.
Not American.
I don't care how she looks like. It's probably a Russian. But, like, I don't want to be stereotypical, but, like, Russian girls are they look American, but they're very Israeli.
You're talking about Russian Israeli girls or Russian?
Yeah, Russian Israeli girls. Okay. They look very American because they have the blonde hair, blue eyes, anger. So you can really, but that's where we're mistaken a little bit. Like, if she looks not Israeli, but you smoke a cigarette, you're like Russian. Yeah.
Speaking of all this talk about spotting Olim and controversial stereotypes. We're going to get into our hot takes of the week, the controversial topics.
We're already at the hot takes?
The controversial topics.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. This directly relates to what we were talking about. Kind of.
Okay.
So hot take number 1. Yeah. American girls aren't easy. Israeli men are.
I think they're both easy.
I think so too.
Yeah. I think Israeli guys
It's just like everyone looks at American girls and they're like, they're so easy, they're so easy. Why don't people say that about Israeli guys? Like, Israeli guys are really easy.
Because
also.
all guys are easy. All guys are easy.
Yes.
You would never walk up to a guy and be like, let's have sex. He'd be like, listen, take me to a date first. Nobody will ever say that in the history of the world. So all guys are easy. It doesn't it's
valid point. So
thank you.
Not a hot take?
Kind of.
Like I want to end each hot take without saying hot take or not hot take. Okay.
So this one is not.
Not a hot take.
Not a hot take. I'm sorry.
Okay. Next. AM, PM umbrellas need to be outlawed.
You think?
Some people hate them.
Yeah? If Shachar is nodding, yeah.
Some people hate them.
I agree. I never walked with an umbrella in my life, so I don't know.
Why?
Because I'm a guy. And
thank
you guys.
Is that a bro thing? Like,
yeah.
To not walk around with umbrellas?
Yeah, I'm not Mary fucking Poppins. We don't. Umbrellas
I've never
for you?
heard that in my entire life. I think the issue with AM, PM umbrellas is like the amount of times I've gotten hit by one as I was crossing with someone on the street. I literally have scratches on my like side of my forehead from it. You'll walk and you'll have to be like you're about to get attacked.
So the thing is that they're too big?
They're huge.
Okay. I agree. Okay. That's a hot take. Okay.
So yeah, maybe AM, PM, come on. Like great umbrellas, but work on sizing them down just a bit.
Just a bit.
Just a bit.
Okay.
Next hot take.
Yeah.
Israeli dads are hot.
That's true. That's
Can you confirm?
100% true. I don't know about my dad.
Is your dad hot?
I don't know. Like I think he's just hates everyone. So I don't know if he's hot or not. But like I think like the younger dads, like the 45-year-olds. Not my dad. My dad's like 65. But like the 45-year-olds Israeli guys. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe not a hot take because if we're in consensus about this,
it's I don't know. It's not really controversial, but like I don't know.
The average Israeli dad is hot. We'll say it at that. Average.
Yes.
Average.
Okay.
Average.
Okay. I can go with that. Yeah. Sure.
Next one.
Yeah.
Ramat Aviv is basically Lebanon. Can you confirm?
What? Ramat Aviv is basically Lebanon.
You know how we talked about, you asked me when was the last time I left Tel Aviv, and I was like, Ben Gurion Airport.
Okay.
Like, Americans, Olim in general, don't leave, like, the border
center of Tel Aviv.
Of Nordau, Dizengoff, and Rothschild. Like, that's our, like, borders. Like, we don't leave outside of that.
Oh, my God.
So, to us, Ramat Aviv is literally like Lebanon. It's the north.
So you tell me, I don't know.
I mean, I can confirm this as in a lot, but I think
the weird thing about Americans, I think, it's that you guys are like, when you live in the States, you're like, oh, it's only 6 hours away. You know what I mean? For us, it's like, what?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing this dude ever again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For us, like 2 hours away is like, fuck you. And we're not your, like, I'm not your friend anymore.
We're done being friends. We can't hang out.
I'm not your cousin. That's over. You know what I mean? But then you guys come here and you're like, oh, it's outside of Tel Aviv. I don't know if I can make it. What is wrong with you?
I have never heard truer words spoken in my life. I'm from Texas, borders 6 hours away. I would drive to college on the weekends, 4-hour drive. Totally fine with it. I have cousins in Ra'anana. For me to leave Tel Aviv to go to Ra'anana, I can't get myself to do it.
Why is that?
I'm like, it's so far. Why do I'm like, I swear, I haven't visited. I love my cousins and I love you, Safta. Like, I love my grandma, but I haven't visited
What
them
is wrong
in
with you?
3 months. I can't get myself to leave Tel Aviv. It feels like a different country. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I swear, I can't leave, like, Tel Aviv. And not even that. I don't know. I've been living here for 4 years. I was born in Israel also. I don't know cities in Israel. Like, the only cities I know in Israel are the cities that have Wolt. Like, if you tell me you're from, like, a... Like, I only know, like, Herzliya, Netanya.
Farze, whatever. She doesn't even have an example.
Like, only cities that Wolt operates in is the cities that I know, which is crazy. Because I consider myself a knowledgeable, like...
Yeah.
person, But it's so true,
Why is that? As an Ola, please explain it to me.
Maybe it's because I don't have a car. Maybe.
The car thing? That's the issue?
I don't want to take a 45-minute bus to Ra'anana.
Why not?
Because Because it's so far. And I do feel bad because my family...
You should feel bad.
Savta's waiting for me.
Exactly. And she's a Savta. The clock is ticking. You know what I mean?
Stop. Don't make me emotional on this podcast.
You should be.
Don't make me emotional.
You should be. Come on, go visit your Savta.
It's a very interesting point because all the Olim are like that. Like, we actually can't... we get anxiety leaving Tel Aviv. Like... Even when I go to Ben Gurion Airport, I get anxiety. Not because it's Ben Gurion Airport, because I'm leaving Tel Aviv. Because
maybe I think, you know what? I think maybe it's like a territorial thing. It's like
I rule.
You know Tel Aviv, so you feel comfortable in Tel Aviv, and that's all it is. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like the moment you leave Tel Aviv, like, I don't know what's happening. Oh my god! Oh no, Matan. So yeah. Probably that, but like it's so weird. Every Israeli had that thought true. Because you come here and you're like, I'm from Louisiana or whatever. To get a cup of milk, I had to drive 7 hours, and then you're here and you're like, so
it's so true.
You want to come to Ramat Aviv? No,
it's so far,
away. Yeah, so okay.
So Ramat Aviv is basically Lebanon.
Yes, and I don't understand why.
Honestly, Olim need to work on branching out of Tel Aviv.
Absolutely.
We need to.
Absolutely. Ra'anana, it's not branching out. There's a lot of Americans in Ra'anana. A lot.
Yeah, but it's not like, it's American families.
Yeah,
it's not
true. That's true. Not like
American
youth.
Jewish families. Yeah.
Not the youth.
You know, when I first actually made Aliyah, my mom was like, why don't you go live in Ra'anana? Like, you have cousins and Savta there. It'll be so wholesome and nice and cute. And I was like, I'd rather, like, die than move to Ra'anana. You couldn't pay me $1 million. No offense to Ra'anana. To Ra'anana,
but the thing is, if you would live in Ra'anana, let's think about it for a second. Let's live like Dimyon Mudrach, you know what I mean? Let's just...
What's Mudrach?
It's like a guided whatever. Okay. If you would live in Ra'anana, you think you would go to Tel Aviv?
On the weekends to party.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. What is there to do in Ra'anana?
I think the thing is, I think when you live outside of Tel Aviv, you will come to Tel Aviv. Like, Tel Aviv is not far away. But where you live in Tel Aviv, everything is far away. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Even for Israelis that live in Tel Aviv, for Tel Avivians, okay? You tell them, like, come to Ramat Gan. They're like, nah.
Yeah, it's true. So it's not just
I get so many DMs about, like, when do you have a show in Tel Aviv? I was like, I have a show in Ramat Gan. They're like, but when in Tel Aviv? I was like, it's 10 minutes away.
10-minute bus drive.
Yeah. So I guess the Olim kind of cut that like territorial thing from the Israeli Tel Avivians, maybe. Okay.
If you could recommend one spot for Olim to branch out and check out outside of Tel Aviv, where would it be and why?
I think Ashdod.
Sarcasm.
Ashdod.
Right?
100% Ashdod.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic.
No, I'm serious.
No, you're being so sarcastic.
I'm so serious. First of all, because you guys love like the beach, right?
You're still being sarcastic.
No, I'm
Ashdod has such a bad reputation.
Why?
All the Arsim.
No, but Arsim are everywhere.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But like Ashdod, first of all, is a beautiful city. Beautiful city. One of the most like so well organized. It's very easy to like find yourself. They have like areas. Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet. Everything is very organized, right? And beautiful beaches, beautiful like all along like the coastline. You have like all these restaurants, and the culinary scene in Ashdod is unbelievable.
Like food scene?
Yeah,
really,
like unbelievable. Some of the best restaurants in Israel are in Ashdod, just so you know. Really. So you have the beach, you have all these amazing restaurants. It's a very nice, beautiful city. It's not crowded.
What's the drive? How far away?
From Tel Aviv?
Yeah.
30 minutes away.
Oh, yeah. Not too bad.
Maybe
I should do a group Olim and TLV field trip to Yom Kippur.
Take them to see all the monuments in Ashdod.
Yom Kippur to Ashdod. Who's in, guys?
Why not?
I'll do a link on the website.
Ashdod is an amazing city.
Will you be our tour guide?
Sure. I'll take you to all the cool spots.
All the cool spots.
Yeah, why not?
Yom Kippur and Ashdod.
Yeah, and
next Olim and TLV event.
Best malls over there. So why not? They'll have the great time. But during the summer though.
Okay.
Not the winter.
Not the winter.
Not the winter.
But didn't a lot of rockets hit Ashdod now? Or am I confusing out?
No, you're not confusing that.
I always confuse Ashdod and Ashkelon.
Ashkelon, Ashdod is like 10 minutes away. But yeah, Ashkelon suffered a lot.
Okay.
Ashdod, not as much, but still.
Okay.
So yeah, Ashdod, 100%.
So Ramat Aviv is basically Lebanon. Okay.
So Ashdod is Egypt.
So it just is Egypt, literally.
Absolutely.
Okay. There should be a TV show of TLV bus drivers racing Formula One.
Yeah, yeah. I think.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Every bus driver I've had in Tel Aviv has been a character of its own, and to picture them
every bus driver in Israel,
not just Tel Aviv,
is a character of his own.
Like
100%.
And to imagine that in a reality TV show, I think could be a huge success. I'm not even.
Let's give it a
joking.
name. I don't know. Let's just I don't know. Hot Wheels.
I'll have to think about it. Busted. Yeah. Because Busted's good. You know how many times my first incident here was in Olah? It was on bus 238, and it's from Central Tel Aviv to like Sarona area. Wait, I guess that's both Central Tel Aviv. Burgerchef to Sarona area.
Oh, you took a bus so far away.
It was actually, I was very nervous about it. And I remember sitting towards the front of the bus, and I was talking on the phone, and the bus driver looks at me, yells at me, "Stop talking on the phone," in Hebrew, obviously.
Yeah.
And I like freaked out. First of all, I was embarrassed. Second of all, why are you yelling at me? I'm like talking on the phone. That was one experience. Second experience I've had is a bus driver literally shaving his head as he's driving. And then I knew like
what?
Yeah,
they're a different breed.
They're a different breed, and this breed should be documented on a reality TV show. 100%.
100% agree.
100%.
And a separate show for taxi drivers.
Get drivers, especially.
Yeah. Get drivers, yeah.
Yeah. The get drivers are so creepy.
I think. Yeah. Sometimes. I don't know. I'm not a girl, so I don't know. They're usually cool with me, but I guess your experience is a little bit different.
I mean, I just never know. They always offer me candy, and I'm like, is this cute or creepy?
Cute.
They're like, do you want a lollipop? Like,
I think it's out of kindness. They never offered me one, so I think, you know what I mean? Like, they're being nice.
Okay.
I think. I don't know.
Yeah. The worst about Get is when you land at the airport. Get's great. I love Get. I use Get. It's just you never know if they're scoring the Americans over with that. Like, you know, like saying, is it a fixed meter that you decide at the airport how much you want to pay?
Yeah.
And there are certain situations where I choose to use my English only.
Yeah.
And there are certain situations where I'm like, I can't show that I am American at all. This is my game face to be Israeli.
That's very true. That's very true.
Landing at Ben Gurion Airport and getting a cab is one of those moments where I'm like, I can't show that I'm American.
Yeah. But they do it everywhere. Like when I was in Mexico, right? I don't know Spanish at all. I know like 4 words. One of them is hola, okay? That's like all the Spanish I know. But because I guess I look Mexican, I don't know.
You kind of do.
I don't know. Yeah. Like when I'm wearing like my bathing suit, like a
Are they starting to talk to you in Spanish?
Like I don't. So my friends, whenever we want like a discount or something, they just shove me in front of and I'll be like, hola. They're just like, okay, 100 pesos. It's fine. It's fine. Hey, thank you. I don't even know Spanish. They just shove me in front.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very weird. So the same thing in Israel. The same thing everywhere. You have to be very like.
But English can come in handy here, I will say. Like when you want to, cut lines at places. When you're also
when you can act like you don't know what's going on.
When you get a scooter ticket and you're like, I'm sorry, I'm not from here. I speak English, and you get out of a scooter ticket.
Exactly.
But does Hebrew ever come in handy? Like I think Hebrew only comes in handy when you're outside in a foreign place and you can shit talk people.
Absolutely.
Like that's the only benefit of knowing Hebrew.
Absolutely.
I don't think there's any other benefit.
Not the only benefit, but trash talking abroad with your friends is the best thing ever.
One of the top ones.
One of the top ones is absolutely. That's how you can tell if anyone is Israeli. If anyone's like, huh? Gotcha. Because for people who don't know Hebrew sounds very weird.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people were coming up to me and my brother when we were in New York and we're like, what language was that?
Yeah.
They were very like, what is that? And we were like, Greek. I don't give a shit. Everyone that asks me, it's like a different, like, oh, it's a weird Turkish. I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's, what more benefits?
There's no benefit. English, you have so many benefits. I'm telling you,
because
Hebrew.
it's an international language.
Yes, but Hebrew, the only benefit to knowing Hebrew is shit talking.
And read the scripture.
And
you know, in a religious way, it's very important.
Very important.
Yeah, very important.
Read your Torah portion today.
Read your Torah, people.
Don't forget. Don't forget.
If you will leave with anything from this podcast, just read your Torah.
Read your Torah portion. Okay, last one.
Yeah.
New York girls have a worse attitude than Israeli girls.
Absolutely.
Whoa, that was quick.
The only girls...
I thought you would have to think about it for a little.
The only girls on earth that have a worse attitude than Israeli girls are New York girls.
Wow.
Because you do it to survive. You have to. You know what I mean? You have to. Like, when I was in New York, a girl bumped into me. I was just standing. There was no, like, I don't know what happened or whatever. Like, maybe it was me. No. She bumped into me. I turned around. She said, fuck you. And she just continued talking. I swear to God, I was just standing there, right?
Oh.
I was just standing there. I was trying to figure out where should I go because every street in New York City looked exactly the same to me. So I was, like, trying to, like, this is, like, 32nd Street. and
Park,
Central
Avenue.
Park. And then I just get... And I turn around.
But I feel like that could happen with his mom.
Not at all. Listen.
They do the same thing. They bump into you and they're like, fuck you.
Listen, she looked in my eyes and she said, fuck you. And I was like,
damn.
Okay. Like,
welcome to America.
Watch where you're standing. No, watch where you're walking, but whatever. So yeah,
confirmed.
That's from my experience.
Only New York girls. Like, Texas girls are perfect.
Hardcore, like, city New Yorkers. Okay. That's the only ones that can give, like, an Israeli girl, like, a run for their money. Yeah, you know what? That's the only girls, like, a hardcore city girls. That's the only ones. Any other American girls look at Israeli girls and, like, oh, they're so rude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so confirmed. So I guess it's not that, confirmed. It's not that controversial. It's not a hot take.
If you know... New York girls. If you don't, you're like Israeli girls or blah, 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 blah. But because I know, so I know it's very, like, New Yorkers in general are very Israelis in the sense of, like, they don't have time for bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, just like if you walk...
Especially New York Jewish girls.
Exactly. So if you walk in, like, Central Park or whatever, or, like, the, how do you call the... New York City, come on, like, the middle of the fucking... Times Square. If you walk a little bit slower than the rest of the people,
God, you're fucked.
People are gonna breathe in your neck like, fucking go already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So New Yorkers are very Israelis in that sense. So yeah.
So not a hot take.
Not a hot take because it's 100% true.
New York girls have a worse attitude than Israeli girls.
Yeah, but when they come here, they're a little bit like Americans about it because they're in a different country.
Yeah.
If you will be in New York, they will.
Yeah.
Fuck you up. But when they're in Israel, they're very like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's our hot takes for today.
Yes, awesome.
Tune in next time for hopefully hotter takes. Although these were pretty good. These were pretty good. These were pretty good.
I love that some of them are true and some of them are just like, you needed Israeli to confirm.
Yeah. And that's it. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. Mm-hmm. And anything else you want to say?
Yeah, you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast. You can watch us on YouTube, Audioter channel. And inside Spotify, on Spotify Plus, Audioter Plus, right? That you can watch it in Spotify as well. Subscribe, listen, enjoy, comment on your favorite hot takes. If you got any, if you have hot takes of your own, please suggest them. You can do that on YouTube or on Olimin TLV page in
every Tuesday and Wednesday.
Every Tuesday and Wednesday in Instagram or in Audioter page on Instagram. Please, it's gonna be awesome. I feel like this is a beginning of something. Great.
We're gonna have Olim guest on here also.
We're gonna
Olim of the week. We'll start talking about that, congratulating them. By the way, congratulate Lizzie. Or Ola of the week this week.
Amazing.
From Philadelphia. Go Eagles. By the way, Super Bowl Sunday is coming up. Not going to get into it that much, but stay on the lookowe're going to be talking. Do you watch football? You don't watch football?
Not really.
No? Okay. Bring it on.
Yeah. But like, guys and girls, obviously, I think it's going to be awesome. We have a lot of new things and surprises along the way. So tune in, and God bless you.
God bless you.
עוד יותר, יוצרי התוכן של ישראל.
הוקלט באולפני אדיו, המשווקת את ספוטיפיי בישראל.